Hey, what's going on, my friends? My name's Anthony, and for a while now, very few people have been able to get their hands on point and shoot cameras, such as like the G7X Mark II. That camera blew up on TikTok not too long ago. Some of the point and shoot cameras, they come, they go very quickly. Stock is generally pretty good with Sony, but there's just not a lot of other core brands that are using up sensor materials to make those cameras because that takes away from production in a different price point, say like around $1,000. Canon does an excellent job at making very affordable point and shoot cameras around $200 to $500, and we do sell a ton of those when they are available. So I wanted to show you some alternatives that this is on nobody's radar, and that is from Fujifilm. This is the Fujifilm LiPlay point and shoot camera that retails for $229.99 on our website. And thanks to the Fuji guys for supplying me with this camera to play around with. And we're going to leave a link in the description of this YouTube video to their YouTube channel because I think it's just great. And of course, the link down to the product as well. So if you're interested, check it out there. But let's see what this camera is all about. So Fujifilm has the Instax Evo, which is very similar, but this is the LiPlay. This has a few other features that the Evo doesn't. The big plus with this camera, along with the Evo, is you aren't printing every single picture you take on this camera. What's annoying about some of these like Polaroid-like cameras is you press the shutter and it spits you out a physical print every single time. This is not the case with this camera. This has an internal memory, but you could also insert a micro SD card. You could save your photos to that if you want, but if you want to shoot like a series of photos and then choose the one that you best like, then you can do so and then just print that one yourself and have that physical print. Here's a test photo of my dog, 1 or 2 photos. She closed her eyes, no problem. I took a few more and now I have a couple photos that I actually like and I can print this one right here and that is perfect. I very much like that feature and don't have to make every single photo a physical print because sometimes they just don't turn out. So the fact that you can get this camera for $229, buy yourself a micro SD card and maybe like 1 or 2 boxes of film, and then when you run out of film, you don't have to be done shooting. This is what makes this camera great, and that's what makes this Instax camera more of a traditional point and shoot camera opposed to like the traditional instant film camera that Fujifilm is really good at making. You could take a micro SD card into Henry's location and make some prints off of our Fuji printers that we have in store, or wait until you get like a restock of some prints for your household and then just instantly print whatever you've already shot on the camera. But there are a couple other features to go over here, so let's talk filters. Having instant black and white prints that I could hand to photography clients the day of our shoot was something that my portrait clients really liked. I remember buying black and white film for certain clients and then color film for other people. Now I can just buy color film and apply a black and white filter to my images and then print off a black and white photo, but while using color film. This makes black and white film no longer needed, which makes sense as to why we never really see it from Fujifilm anymore. But there are a bunch of other filters that you could apply in camera as well, and you can see those effects happen on the screen on the back of this camera. The other feature that I really like is you could apply a banner to your images as well. So say you're a photographer working a wedding and you want to have something like this in your camera bag. It makes a lot of sense because you can make custom banners that will stay on every image that you take. And you can use you can actually see the banner on top of the image you're about to take on the screen on the back of the camera. So that's exciting for somebody who is like an event shooter. But also I was thinking like a DIY mom who wants to make like a birthday banner for the kid's birthday, and then you know when the photos are actually taken. That's a really cool feature. There's one other feature that I'm gonna let Francis from the Fuji guys explain because I asked him for information about this product and he showed me a presentation before I got this product in hand. And as a parent, I think this is a feature worth discussing, but Francis gave a great example of how you might love this feature. I'm not a parent, I got 2 dogs here at home, but the parents will definitely relate to this. So check this out.
Now, another thing that I used to find a little bit, gimmicky, but actually now that I've used it, I kind of think it makes sense, now that I have a kit as well, is that you can add sound to your images. So you can shoot images, and then before you take the image, it can record sound, or after the fact, even when you play back the image, you can choose to record sound. And then after that, you will get a QR code onto your print, like I said before for the forgot what it was, the animation on the PAL. You're going to get the same principle. We have a QR code onto your print, and then it'll bring you in the app, and then you'll be able to hear the sound. So I'm going to play this little demo here, and then you're going to see how you can just go in and then add more sound by pressing on the record button up to 10 seconds. And funny thing, that was the first time actually my son said his own name, and I didn't know he said it, and that's when I played it back, then I realized that he actually said Elliot. So again, it's pretty cool that, you know, I can look back and then just scan this image and have that sound of him playing in the water and then just saying his name.
So another person that I could see kind of enjoying this camera is either the enthusiast or even like that working photographer who might just want like a fun little camera to kind of just take out and get a few snapshots, especially because you have the ability to make those instant prints if you want them, but you also have the ability to save those JPEGs and bring them onto the computer like what I've got loaded up right here. This is pretty cool. So this is the JPEG straight out of the camera. Quality looks pretty good. Keep in mind, this is a $229 camera and it's pretty small, but you have some flexibility here as well. So here I've applied the black and white preset. I've applied a couple other presets onto this, like for example, the photos that you saw at the intro of this video. This was just like a basic Henry's LUT that I usually apply to a lot of our photography when I'm shooting for Henry's and such. But you have your black and white. I've created my own black and white preset. I could apply that to the image, but this is what the image looks like straight out of the camera. And like I said, for $229, it's pretty good. The quality is not bad at all, and it's quite nice. But it's cool that you have the flexibility. If you want the instant prints, you can definitely do that, but you could also bring JPEGs over to an editing software such as Lightroom or Photoshop, and you can edit these on your own as well. So that's a quick overview of this camera and why a lot of people might want to ditch the hunt for a point and shoot camera and get this instead. The only thing a traditional point and shoot camera has that this camera doesn't is the ability to zoom in, and of course if you're looking for video features, but most point and shoot cameras are digitally zooming anyways, and the video is just not that great. You get this camera, micro SD card, and then you can kind of do whatever you kind of want and get those instant prints. So if you're interested and you're kind of thinking about the point and shoot kind of market, then I would consider the Fujifilm LiPlay as a great alternative to other point and shoot cameras. So if you like this video, let me know by hitting the like button. We'll do some more Instax product videos, and subscribe for more content like this. There's a product link in the description of this video on our YouTube channel. So my name's Anthony, and I'll see you in the next one.